I'm Bill McKay, the Mayor of Nanaimo. I'm standing at the south end of the lower Colliery Dam. As you know, we've had a lot of discussions over the last 2 years about the public safety respect with the Colliery dams. We have to build an auxiliary spillway to allow more capacity for water in extreme weather conditions to pass over the dams. So, what we've decided to do is to build the spillway as opposed to actually touching the existing dams. We're not going to do anything with them. They're staying as they are. And the community spoke very loud and clear that they wanted those dams and our little lakes here saved from any sort of destruction.
This is a spillway that backs up the existing spillway to provide adequate flows in storm conditions. The spillway is going to be approximately 30 feet wide and will extend from the existing lower dam reservoir to Harewood Creek. It's scheduled to be constructed in September of this year through the end of the year. It will take approximately 3 to 5 months to be fully constructed. The city will be providing information to the residents of the area about the timing of each phase of the project to attempt to keep the park open and the trailways open throughout the construction process. There will be some times when there's closures due to safety issues. But the auxiliary spillway is considered the least expensive and the least intrusive of the options selected, which is a very big component of what the community was looking for. The cost is estimated between $2.8 and $4.6 million, and as we learn more about the project and the ground conditions, those numbers will be more finalized. Surveyors have been out here labeling trees as part of the survey process. The labeling on the trees has nothing to do with the amount of trees going to be cut. Right now the engineers are estimated approximately 27 trees will have to be cut to allow the auxiliary spillway to be installed, and the goal of the city would be to replace each cut tree with 3 new trees, of course much smaller diameter, to basically revegetate and re-landscape the auxiliary spillway when it's complete.
This has been one of the most exhaustive public consultation processes that Nanaimo has ever been through. It's been about 2.5 years of meeting after meeting, technical discussion after technical discussion, very involved engineering reports to the point where we've spent about $2.5 million. At this point, we now move into the next phase, which is the actual construction of the auxiliary spillway. I want to thank the people of Nanaimo for being so patient with us and for understanding that this is a very difficult process, but because we've got 10 dams in Nanaimo, we wanted to make sure we got this right.
Go interactive with
Kate. We're here at the Canadian Diabetes Association Clothing Donation Center. It's located on Departure Bay Road, just behind Country Club Center. They've been here for just under a year. We're going to talk about a big celebration that's coming up on August 29th, a little bit later on. But first, Shane, what is this used for? What does this facility exist for?
This is for people in the community to drop off clothing donations as well as small household items. We have bags of clothes behind me, and we have our household items to the left, and people can drop off here 7 days a week, Monday to Friday from 8 till 6, Saturday 10 a.m. till 5, and Sunday 11 a.m. till 4.
All right, I hear the door beeping there right now. We'll be right with you. We'll be right with you. Hopefully they'll come on in and hear that we're in the middle of an interview. Now, people can also donate off at the bins that you see around town.
That's correct.
But it's more economical to bring it directly here to the source.
It is. It's much safer here. It's protected, and it doesn't get ransacked or garbage dumped. So it's better off here if somebody can drop it off.
And then all this stuff, and there's some lingo that you've used, hard items, soft items, gets sold by pounds to Value Village. And then
That's
all
correct.
that money comes back. And what is that money used for?
The money is used for our diabetes research and D camps for kids. Across Canada can go to these camps for free at no charge. A large part of the money does go to our diabetes research, which helps us to eventually cure the diabetes and the cause to it.
Now, I've been a little bit like a crow surrounded by shiny things. What's in this box? Oh, haven't you opened this yet? There's a whole pile of boxes here. Tell me where these came from.
Those boxes there came from the Grand Hotel. They donated those boxes to us to put towards our cause. We do have other hotels in the works of people who we are wanting to hopefully bring on board that will do the same thing. So basically what we're looking for is reusable, resellable, good items, not garbage.
Excellent. Okay, now you're having a big party
We are.
on August the 29th. Tell me about that.
Well, it marks our 1-year anniversary of our clothing donation center, and we're just gonna celebrate. We're gonna have hot dogs and water for everybody who shows up. You want to bring a donation of a bag of clothes, that's great. If not, just come by and say hi and join us in that big celebration. It'll be 11 a.m. till 2 on the 29th of August.
Excellent.
And
Okay.
right here.
Now, if you can't come to the party, you can still donate things. You can call the clothing line, you can come to the center right here on Departure Bay Road, or you could use some of the bins in the community.
That's correct.
Excellent, thank you.
All right.
A dear friend of mine who's also an artist put me in front of a canvas and said, just throw paint on it. So I did, and then I did more, and then I did more, and I literally couldn't stop. I just fell in love with acrylic on canvas.
Gwen is new as an artist and that she's only been doing that kind of artistry for a few years. She's the passion that she uses in Argentine tango, which she teaches and has danced around the world. She brings that to arts.
Stretched is an idea I had to work inside the box. So I chose a shape and a size that I wouldn't work with. So 6 inches by 36 inches just forces you to do something you wouldn't do.
One of my favorite things on the island, and most artists, it's almost like we sit around and wait for someone to come up with a brilliant idea.
So I only have one rule, is that they have to paint inside the dimensions. So I don't want anything hanging off or going above or beside them.
I work in 3D, and at first I thought, because I had to stretch my mind, how am I going to, I work in like a papier-mâché kind of structure building. I thought, how am I going to figure out how to put something like this on this? I can't remember how wide, but it's long and thin.
Each artist is different. I've picked a real eclectic group. So I have fabric artists, I have 3D artists, I have glass artists, painters of course, but a wide variety from acrylics, oils, watercolors. So they're all going to do their thing. So they'll be very individual, but they have to work inside my box. Now, having said that, I also know the group that I've picked and the characters, and so getting them to actually abide by that one rule is going to be a challenge.
And there's all kinds of different visual artists represented here. I have friends who are weavers, and one who does everything from felt to my kind of art form, and people who work in encaustics, and it's going to be really cool what everybody's going to put together and is going to be sitting there.
Come and see the Stretch Show. See what stretches our brave artists on January 16th and 17th, 2016 at the WI Hall here on beautiful Gabriola Island.
One thing of many that is abundant in this area that we're lucky enough to call home is art and beauty. Fantastic art here on Go and here at the Mac Center in Parksville. This one really stands out, very intriguing and unusual. It is a photograph by Kevin McGinnis, Cloud Walking, Your Feet in the Clouds. I feel like this is where I exist a lot of the time, and there's some people in the studio that would probably agree with me. We're going to throw things over to one of our regular features that captures a whole lot of the beauty and reasons why this is such a great area to live in. It's the Arbutus RV Island Adventure.